Hey guys, what's going on? Mikyo here. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to make a video about retools that Hasbro can do super easily. They can take an existing mold that they already have made and just retool it into another movie-verse Transformer that we've never seen in toy modes, or the toys that we have seen are garbage. They're not good. So let's start with number 10. Bumblebee to Stinger. This one makes sense for Hasbro, but not really for Takara, because Takara already did this. They took the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Bumblebee and repainted it into Stinger. But Hasbro decided not to do that. They decided we don't need a Stinger in our main line. We can just be fine with the one-step Stinger, which a lot of fans got really upset about because everybody wanted a Stinger, and Hasbro fans never got them. So if Hasbro would just redo that, I know it's pointless now because there's a new Stinger that's been revealed, but if they did back then, that would be perfect. Number 9. Berserker to Crankcase. We've recently gotten a new Dread mold. In Dark of the Moon we only had Crankcase. This mold was good, but it had a ton of problems and wasn't quite the perfect Dread mold. And then fast forward to the last night, we get Berserker, who in my opinion is the best Dread mold to date. It is so accurate. I don't think it can get any more accurate than this figure, really. He's got all the details that you'd want in Crankcase because there's the 3 different Dreads. They have 3 different designs, and Crankcase and Berserker share the same design. So if they share the same design, why can't Hasbro repaint Berserker into a new Crankcase? Because it would look so much more accurate and better than the old Crankcase that we already have. This is something that I think we'd really need, and it's something that I really want to see, because I'd love to have all my Dreads look more the same instead of different. So I hope down the line, maybe in the Studio Series line, eventually we can get a new Crankcase. Coming in at number 8, we have Dragonstorm to Other Knights. In the movie, I think there were 4 different knights. There's one that kind of had like an owl face. But in the toy line, we only got 2. We had one with kind of like a mesh mouth, one that looked like the Red Knight, and then we had Steelbane and Skeletron. If they re-released Leader Class Dragonstorm and changed up the knights, I'd buy that instantly, because I think there were 4 different knights in the movie, and then Skeletron. If they just retooled the knights' heads and maybe the bodies just a bit, we could get all 4 of the knights as in toy modes, and I'd love that, because Steelbane doesn't really fit in. He was never in the movie, and when you have him displayed up against the rest of the knights, it doesn't fit in that well. Even if they made one with Skeletron, I think that would be good. It would be harder to do, but they could take the knight and then retool it heavily to look like Skeletron, or they'd probably just stick with the Skeletron that we have, because it'd be really hard to make a Skeletron combine, and it would look kind of weird because the colors would be off. But I just think if they gave us another Dragonstorm, retooled 2 other knights, that would be really good. I'd buy that to go with my knight collection. Number 7 is the Optimus or Starscream Protoform mold we got in the first movie, so 2007, and just retool that into a Decepticon Protoform. In Dark of the Moon and Revenge of the Fallen and The Last Night, we had Decepticon Protoforms. So if they were able to just take that, I'm thinking the Optimus Prime mold more, it looks a bit better, just retool that into a Decepticon Protoform and release that as a deluxe class figure. I'm sure it's something a lot of people would want to get, because the Protoforms are like the Viacons of the movie universe, and who wouldn't want to get a Protoform so you can have your Autobots destroyed? Number 6, Long Haul to Onslaught. Onslaught is, I think he's the only Decepticon we didn't get in toy form, like one of the main Decepticons we didn't get other than Mohawk. I think we need a Voyager Long Haul because he's shorter than Megatron, he's around the height of Nitro Zeus, and I think Nitro Zeus fits in good as a Voyager. I know a lot of people wouldn't like it. They want Onslaught to have his truck mode and not a dump truck mode. I'm totally okay with the dump truck, him just being a repaint of Long Haul. It'd be cheap and easy for Hasbro to make. They just took Onslaught, gave him a bit more paint and a bit more detail. I mean, they took Long Haul, gave him some more paint, some more details to make him look like Onslaught. I'd buy that because I really want an Onslaught. And if you look on eBay, Long Haul goes for stupid expensive prices. I don't think anybody really wants to pay. Number 5, Crowbar to Dreadbot. Now, I can't really show you guys pictures because this figure isn't out yet. There's just been leaked images of a Studio Series Crowbar, which is just the Berserker mold with long dreads and a bit different to look more like Crowbar. So if they're making a Crowbar mold, they could easily retool it into Dreadbot, because Dreadbot's CGI model is just it's Crowbar's CGI model but just edited a bit. So if they gave us a Dreadbot, I think that'd be perfect. Just repaint the Crowbar into Dreadbot. Boom, you have another Decepticon for your The Last Night collection, and I think that would work really well. Coming in at number 4, Nitro Zeus to KSI bot. The Nitro Zeus mold, you can tell, could have been a KSI boss mold. You look at the packaging, on the package, it's KSI boss, not Nitro Zeus, the picture that they use. And I think they really just would need to put a different head, maybe change up the arms a bit. But the jets at the back are just like KSI boss had. The legs are just like KSI boss's. And yeah, the only real differences is the head and the arms. And then you have a perfect KSI boss to go with your AoE Decepticons, because AoE didn't really give us anything. They gave us Galvatron, Stinger, I think that was it. And Lockdown, if you want to count him as a Decepticon. But really just Stinger into Cars line, or the one-step Stinger, and then Galvatron. And that's not enough. You want to have an actual Decepticon army like you had in the movie, or I guess a KSI army. So why not just simply make a KSI boss there, so you have another one for your collection. Coming in at number 3, Hasbro could take the brand new Hot Rod retool and retool that into Lockdown. I know it sounds weird because Roadbuster got retooled into Lockdown and Lockdown got retooled into Hot Rod, but comparing the two, Hot Rod and Lockdown, they are nothing alike. Maybe the legs are alike, but the arms are completely redesigned, and I think the chest is pretty different too. And it's taller. It's way taller than the Lockdown and Roadbuster. And Lockdown was way taller than a Deluxe. And I know they just came out with a movie, The Best Lockdown, but that was just a repaint, and that Lockdown mold wasn't the greatest. So if they could just repaint and give him a new head, give Hot Rod a new head and repaint him, and change up the details. You have to make your Centenario look more like an Aventador. I'm sure that wouldn't be too hard for them to do. They could totally do it. And that's something I want to see. And we might be getting this because Studio Series has a Lockdown confirmed for Wave 2 or Wave 1, I forget. But the Deluxe Lockdown is confirmed, so they very well could be doing this, retooling the Hot Rod mold into a Lockdown mold. I hope they do, and that would be a really good Lockdown because it would be taller and more accurate and just a better figure overall, I think. Coming in at number 2, we have Shockwave, the Dark of the Moon Voyager class Shockwave to 2-head. This is pretty simple. In AoE, 2-head was just Shockwave with 2 heads. I think his paint was a bit more purple, and he was shorter. Shockwave in Dark of the Moon was around the height of Megatron, which is a leader, and then in AoE you can clearly see that 2-head is shorter. He's way shorter than Galvatron, and Galvatron's around the height of Megatron. So if they took Voyager class Shockwave, didn't give him a fusion cannon, or maybe they could just to give him a weapon, but he doesn't need a fusion cannon. He needs his 2 sword things that are on his 2 blades on his arms. He needs 2 of those and 2 heads, one with 1 point and then one with I think it had 2 points like Shockwave's head. But just give us one of those, and that's another KSI bot they could easily make to go with Galvatron and Stinger, and maybe even KSI boss if they choose to make one of those. But it's easy. You just give Shockwave another head and 2 blades. It's pretty easy. And yeah, you have another KSI bot, and you could buy 2 of them because there were 2 of them in the movie, and I think there were 2 or 3 KSI bosses too. So it's a win-win. They'd get collectors to buy a lot. Coming in at number 1 is something I think we need. We're getting all this Dread talk. We're getting a new Crowbar soon. We have the Berserker mold, which is perfect. Why not get a Hatchet? We've got a Scale class Hatchet in the past. Doesn't go to scale with your Deluxe class figures. We need a Deluxe class Hatchet. So what I'm thinking they could do is they could take Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe class Ravage, retool the head into Hatchet. I know some people would be upset because it wouldn't transform into an SUV. Maybe they could do heavy retooling on the Dark of the Moon or Berserker mold. Make that into Hatchet. That'd be harder. I'm just looking at it at a simpler way. They could take Deluxe class Ravage, retool the head into Hatchet, and that would be perfect. Then you have a Hatchet that would look good with the rest of your dreads. Some people would rather they'd make an entirely new mold or heavy retool of the Dark of the Moon or the Last Night mold of Berserker. I think, just talking about simply, they could just do a Ravage to Hatchet. I just love that. I don't really care if he transforms into the same car or not. I just care that we get a Hatchet. That's the Deluxe scale. Because if you have your Crowbar, your Crankcase, you're missing a Hatchet. You need that 3rd Dark of the Moon Dread. So why not just make it, and then you have your Dreads collection complete. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say in this video. Do you guys agree with my list? Which one do you want to see the most? Which one do you want to see the least? Did you disagree with me at all? is there some on here that you think are dumb and that would never really work? So please comment down below so I can see what you guys think. And if you guys would like to see a part 2 of this video, please comment down below letting me know that you would. And I'll start thinking of other figures that they can retool and make more figures of, like just like this video. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time, and bye.